Good afternoon, G-Force. G-Force. G is for gratitude. Tom Ginn here. Hey, I've had a few little bit of days I couldn't get on, and I'm grateful for that because many things were happening that I'm so grateful for. But I'm grateful for you today that are jumping on. Today's topic, I'm going to just talk a little bit about out again. We're going to be wrapping up some of the studies out of Gratitude Works, Robert A. Emmons. So I will be wrapping up with this tomorrow, just to highlight a few of the principles here. But today we're going to talk about simplicity and how powerful simplicity is. And I'll share some stories around that. But before I forget, and before I get into what I like to talk about simplicity as Gratitude Works, is we're changing our time this Friday to noon Central Time. Noon Central Time for our Friday interview. And I'll be bringing in some peers, friends, and colleagues here in the Milwaukee area that I've been associated with for several years. And we're going to be talking about Downstream. It's a program they do working with business owners and individuals, collaborating together, creating a topic, creating dialogue, giving feedback. It's sort of an on-the-move mastermind type of principle. That's called Downstream. And the principles behind it, and these will be our guest. I'll bring this picture up. This is our guest on Friday, Jill Boros, Sarah Schwab, and Dave Rebro. Wonderful people, great people of heart, willing to help, have a strong sense of gratitude for everything they do. And I've known them for a number of years. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to get involved as if we were doing a Downstream meeting. Prior to COVID, they were doing the meetings in person. Now they've been doing them virtually, but we're going collaboratively, though, the four of us, we're going to demonstrate to you what we do or what they do in a live situation, in a Downstream interactive, taking a topic and brainstorm out. We're going to be focusing on gratitude. It's their topic they want to talk about. So we'll be doing that process so you can see the power of collaboration for different perspectives or different views on a topic. And we're going to encourage you to check out Downstream. As an individual or as a business person, this is a great forum that they've created. I've been a speaker at their forums. I've participated in the past. And it's so enriching to be involved in that type of group. So twofold, the meeting is going to be about see how that we operate, what comes out of those types of meetings. Something can benefit you. You're able to make comments. You won't be involved in the physical conversation, but make your comments. We'll address them. All those things. So we're going to conduct it as if we're doing a live Downstream event. Share this out with your friends, your colleagues, because there's going to be some valuable information. And they're going to encourage you to investigate their forum and how they help individuals and businesses take the transformation to another step. And we're going to be talking about gratitude as a transformational process in business and in life. So I'm really excited to have Dave come in, Sarah, and Jill. It's going to be a really dynamic interview. We're going to be conducting that as if they were doing a live Downstream interactive event, so you can see what they do. And something you might be able to do in your business is that collaboration with people, masterminding a progressive movement in the direction you want to go, bringing great people in. So downstream. So mark your calendars. We're not doing it at 1 p.m. Central. We're doing it noon on Friday. So turn on your notifications, share, and see you on Friday. And we'll be talking about downstream. And they're going to have an offer for everybody to look at as well. So share that out. But today, I'm so grateful for this last weekend. You know, Easter weekend, that's a spiritual thing and has a lot of meaning about the resurrection of Christ. And how grateful I am for that messenger of hope and love and redemption that he has offered us through him. So I'm so grateful for this Easter weekend. Also, you know, gratitude is a very powerful thing to be used in the time of loss. My wife, Kathleen, lost a dear friend, a client of over 22 years, was in a hospice. And she's made 3 trips out there. And on Saturday was the last trip. And he passed about 5 hours after she left. So, of course, it was a devastating thing. We went immediately to the gratitude. And I had an opportunity to meet with Mike, that's his first name, the Saturday before. He asked to come and see me, me coming into his room, even though it was Kathy's client. I've met Mike one time, and so he wanted to share how much he was grateful to have Kathy in his life. Not only as a holistic practitioner, but as a friend and those type of things. And he wanted to express it to me. And it just reaffirmed, even in a person's time of recognizing their days are very limited, still wanted to recognize gratitude and express it to me. And I came away from there, of course, in tears. You know, it's my wife, but hearing somebody else say how valuable she was in his life. And I came away, we went to gratitude, even in facing a loss, facing the death of somebody you care about. Gratitude. So that was the Saturday before last. Kathy went in and visited with him. He was unconscious. He was on his way out or transitioning. And she came back from that. We got home. And we expressed gratitude back to him and what he meant to her, what he meant to me in that comment, expressing how blessed he was to have somebody like Kathy in his life. And he just wanted to acknowledge that. That's gratitude. And he was so, you know, I'm an Irish person, so he made sure that we had something to take home as well. His wife made sure that we had that gift of gratitude. Me being an Irish, he bought us a bottle of Irish whiskey, and it wasn't a $12 bottle. And we came home and we toasted Mike in gratitude and appreciation, and what he meant in Kathy's life and practice, what it meant to me to hear his gratitude for his relationship with my wife, Kathy. So gratitude, it could have been a bummer day. Yes, we knew he was passing. 4 or 5 hours later, we get the notification that he had transitioned. And we're so grateful that we took the time out of our busy schedules to go see somebody and express our love and concern for them in that transition. So it was a weekend of sadness, but more importantly, gratitude. It did shift everything. So that's, you know, just wanted to share with you that story Hey Ted, how you doing? Look forward to talking tomorrow, my friend. So grateful to get to know you as well. So thanks for jumping on here. Share this out if you'd like, Ted. So thanks. Yeah. So gratitude. Gratitude works. Gratitude works. It changes everything when we go to a space, and this book really helps you better understand how to build that heart of gratitude, a mindset and an attitude of gratitude, because it eliminates negativity. It focuses everything differently at an emotional level. If we didn't address Mike's transition with a sense of gratitude and focus on gratitude, um, it would have been a different story how we would have reacted in that weekend. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So I'm so grateful for the principle of gratitude. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Ted. Great. And he's out. He's setting up his business, and he's getting it registered. So that's a great thing. Um, so I'm grateful for that experience, and then very grateful for the Easter Sunday, really taking time and reflecting the resurrection. What does that really mean? And being grateful for that. So it was a loss and a resurrection weekend. And gratitude brought a whole different perspective to that weekend through the time of loss. And it really talks about that principle in this book as well, is how do you, even though you know there's a loss coming, how do you prepare yourself? How do you prepare yourself for death? Somebody else's death, even your own death. See, that's one guarantee, we all going to face that day. How do we prepare ourselves? And it's through gratitude. It's through gratitude. But today's topic is real simple. It's called simplicity. Okay? Simplicity. The gratitude is simplicity. I didn't have a banner there. The gratitude is simplicity. You know, we're aspiring to acquire more in life. That's the nature of us as human beings. We're looking to aspire to gain more. And that gaining isn't always materialistic things. It could be spiritual. We're aspiring to grow. We're aspiring to improve ourselves. We're seeking better. We're seeking higher levels of achievement. And of course, that comes along, we're achieving the materialistic things of the world. You know, the houses, the cars, the success, the titles, all those things, we are all aspiring to them. We're aspiring to be more wealthy. And what's top of mind? What's the first thought? Many times people think it's money in the bank account, assets. That's just part of wealth. Wealth is really what's internally within you. What is the value you bring to the world through love and peace and joy and happiness and gratitude? And the wealth that you get back from that is so much more powerful. So, simplicity. The author of this book was interviewed a professor from Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois. I've never heard of that college, but simplicity. So he was sharing, and I will share my story after I share this. The author of the book, talked about how he was brought up. Never had TV, never had connection, how they raised their kids, making sure that they kept things simple, minimalistic. And many times in our busy culture, we see those things as the predominant things we're chasing. We got to watch the news. We got to watch the movie. We got to be entertained. And that complicates things. It complicates things. It takes time, which maybe you don't have the time to devote to spending 4 or 5 hours on a device, whether it be TV or a YouTube channel or whatever the case may be. It's taking emotional energy, because most of the things that we see in television are negative, emotional draining. Simplicity. How simple would your life if you turned off your TV? What would you do? Well, I'll share you what I did nearly 5 years ago. I have a television, and I'll use the television to play a DVD of a video or a DVD of a movie or something I want to watch of choice. But I haven't had a television in my house operating for nearly 5 years. Now, let me share with you, I did have withdrawals. I did have a sense of, what do I do now? The programming and all that. But over a week, a period of time, I don't miss it. I don't even have noise on in my house during the day here in my office. I don't play the radio in the background. I don't have a TV to play in the background. I strictly in quiet and solitude all day while I work. And because I'm on streaming like this and on the phone a lot in my business, definitely can't have that distraction in the background. But it has made my life simple. Simplicity. What can you remove in your life that's distracting? It's emotional drains, taking your time up. And you could probably identify a complete list and just take one of them and take it off and don't do it anymore. Maybe you don't turn your TV off totally, but you eliminate when you use it. Just like the author was talking about how they limit the amount of time they let their children on their device. So simplicity. In some of the teachings that I do in my coaching is creating a vision. And I studied Dr. Miles Monroe, The Power of Vision versus goals. Now, we have goals are just the processes we use to accomplish the vision versus focus on goals. But when we have a clear vision of what we want in life with a heart of gratitude, being grateful for what we have now and not be envious and jealous of something we don't have that we're obtaining, but being grateful. And I'm going to talk about the simplicity of being content with what you have and how that will shift to give you even more what you're obtaining by eliminating the materialistic things of the world. So simplicity is when we get clear on our vision and our why and grateful for what we have this moment, life becomes simple. It helps you identify, what am I going to watch? I'm not going to watch any of that anymore. Off the list. If it's food or an addiction, it's not accomplishing my vision. It makes life simple. It identifies clearly what your intentions that you want in life. It makes life simple. Simplicity. And when you put gratitude with it, especially when we look at the world from a materialistic place, and the research shows that we're all aspiring for more. Bigger house, bigger car, more of this, more of that. And there's nothing really wrong with it, but that is your focus. And if you're not obtaining it, it is an emotional drain. It affects how we operate moving forward. It affects our self-image. It affects our self-esteem. It affects us emotionally if we're focusing on the world of materialists with the wrong perspective. The wrong perspective. When you bring gratitude in and recognize what you have versus what you're aspiring to have, it changes how you move forward in that direction, because there will be disappointments. It may not hit it as quick as you want. There may be a thing that you want in a relationship and it falls apart. So it's really important keeping it simple. And if we focus on the things of the material world, the acquisition of things, the research shows this: it leads to depression. It creates an emotional debt. It creates envy and hostility. We could talk all day about the aspiration of goals and all that, but if you're not approaching it from a place of gratitude, if you're approaching that you don't have it, that's a state of lack. Be grateful what you have. Be grateful for your talent. Be grateful for the process. Because if we're seeking material or prestige and possessions, it keeps us in a state of insecurity. I love what Glenn Morshower said. You're not in the pursuit of a goal. You already obtained the goal. So that just that one statement, pursuit, means you haven't got it. That leads to a place of negative thinking, negative feelings. And how you shift that would be through a mindset of obtaining it now. I own it now. Because if we are chasing something and it's falling short, it affects our self-image, our belief systems, if we're just focusing on the outcome of a result that we're seeking, the acquisition of an end result. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not downplaying that at all. So it affects your self-image. And when I coach in the area of self-image, you can't outperform a belief that you have, and you can't outperform your self-image. So if you're going after something materialistic and it's not in the right frame of gratitude and thinking, you will fall into that place of lack thinking, self-image. Am I worthy? I'm not smart enough. You'll move into that downward cycle. When we apply gratitude or be grateful, this is what he found out. The focusing moves away from the acquisition to focusing on others' support. Interesting. And how to sustain them. That sort of goes to what we call the giving principles, which you put out without any expectation something's going to come back. So the focus changes through simplicity. You're not focusing on the end result. And when you move in that direction, life becomes more secure, more meaningful. That's eliminating negativity. And when we remove negativity in any area of our lives, it will change everything that we're doing in the acquisition of a goal or a possession or whatever we're seeking in the material world. Pretty deep stuff when you really study it. But it's just the frame of mind that you go, and keeping things simple, cutting those things out that are not supporting the outcome you have. Be grateful for what you have. Don't be grateful for what you don't have, because it creates envy and jealousy and all those things. So gratitude improves your self-image. Keeping things simple. Eliminate those things in life that are complicating your life. TV, radio, books you read, people you associate with. When you have a clear vision and focusing on gratitude, which you do have versus what you don't have, you'll obtain more than you would ever realize through your conventional way that we've been taught to think. Gratitude. So I want to share that simplicity I've implemented in my life for almost 5 years now. Yeah, I have a TV, but I just put it in there for a DVD. I get all the news I want. I can get all the up-to-dates. I'm not hiding from the world. Here in 15, 20 minutes a day, I get to know everything I need to know what's going on in the world around me. But I'm not spending 4 or 5 hours a day like the average person does watching television. It has no value to me. Now, if I want to watch a basketball game, a football game, I got friends and I got a pub that I can go down to and watch it there. But keep your life simple. Gratitude. Hey, again, Friday, Dave Rebro, Jill Boros, and Sarah Schwab downstream. And we're going to be interfacing as they would do a downstream meeting. It's sort of on the move mastermind, taking a topic and building on it, extrapolating, giving some insight, and those type of things. So you're going to meet some friends of mine. I've known them for several years, and I'm here to support them and what they're doing. So turn on your notifications, tag your friends. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event on Friday. Let's see, that is going to be, we're moving it up to noon this coming Friday only, noon Central. So turn on your notifications, share it out, and we are out of here. I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm so grateful for this last weekend. I'm so grateful for you and what you bring to the world. Have a great day. Talk with you soon.